Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Mrs. Real Ale Guide is guest star on the show today. We are going to be looking at a homemade AleSmith Speedway Stout soup. So, what are you doing?
I'm making a soup. We need to melt the butter, so I'm going to melt that onions with that.
Okay.
Just to get that butter melted before we add everything else. So, may as well chuck that in as well. Just going to put some water in the stock. This is the way, the quick and easy way that I was taught to make homemade soup. But I'm adding a different ingredient today, which will be beer, which I've never done before. And it's for the whole family, hence the wee one behind you. So, once that's melting, I'm going to actually add the stock here.
Okay, there's the stock.
I'm going to add the stout to the stock. So that's all ready to go in.
Wow.
Pour it all in there. Now it's I've chosen a beef stock to go with the stout because, well, you know, steak and ale, it seems to go, so I've chosen that. Now that's all ready, so I'm going to chuck all my other ingredients in, which is potato. Yeah. And don't ever do too much potato in a soup because it can make it a bit powdery, but it's kind of a natural thickening agent at the same time. So we've literally just got potato and leek today. I would normally add things like carrot, other bits and pieces to my soup, but I don't want to over sweeten it today, as I know this Speedway Stout is very sweet indeed. So I've kept away from that.
So you got your, look at that. Wow.
Okay.
Got your
So
stout.
let's add this. Now we will need to add some more water in here in a minute. But give that a mix. It smells really chocolatey.
So we'll let that simmer, we'll add some water to that.
So I will add more water, but I want that to come up to a boil first. Just to get all those flavours going. Turn it up. So, come back later.
Yeah, come back later when all this is boiled up and ready to go.
So it's just bubbling. I've just put some salt in. I'm going to just put some other seasoning in here. Give it a nice flavour. It's a nice bubble.
Come up to boil lovely, haven't it? Look at that.
To cook a soup really quickly and simply, bring the ingredients to a boil really quick, you know, first, and then add the rest of the water. And just now, I'm just going to literally leave that to simmer. So I will turn it down, put a lid on it, and just let that do its business now.
For an hour, would you say?
Probably wouldn't even need that because we brought it up to a boil. Probably a good half an hour, and that would be ready to eat.
And it's just a quick, easy, simple soup.
It's easy. It's just a simple soup. It's nothing, you know, restaurant standards or anything like that. But it's something that you can get done quickly and feed a family.
Awesome.
See you in a bit. Okay, have a look at this. I've started to let it cool down, but don't go too close because it's quite a lot of heat coming off that. Now, I've boiled this for a bit longer. Obviously, depending on how high ABV the alcohol you use, it's better to give it a good old going. Now, you can eat it like this, and most people do, but obviously this is for the family, so I'm going to mush this all down into one using my Wifty device. Now this is loud and splashy, so you might want to stand back. it at the moment, but this will thicken up. Can you get my apron with the cocks on, please? Because I'm getting messed up here. Thank you.
There we are. Mel covered in cocks.
Wasn't what you were thinking, is it? Dirty mind people. Just goes to show. God. Does not want to work today. Oh God, stand back. You'd be better if you stood back and zoomed in. Struggling. There we go, you can see how that's thickened up as well. Doesn't look quite as nice, but the kids will eat it like that. So we're going to do a tasting. Trusty spoon. Now it's quite hot, so be careful. You can see it's a lot thicker when you mash it together. It's probably more like a beef broth now. Beef broth. That's quite hot, so do be careful.
That's really good. Actually, taste it now. It's been blended together.
It looks like gravy.
It's much better. A nice crusty roll with this now, and that's not bad at all, is it?
I think, honestly, it might be a bit too bitter. There's nothing to balance that bitterness in it.
Bit of crusty bread. Sure, it'd be great. Or maybe you could put a bit of ham or beef and make a bit of a stew with it. Maybe not now, obviously.
Too late for that now. You
too late for that.
Chose
but
to do soup rather than stew.
Yeah.
But I think. It's not everyone's taste, that's for sure.
Okay. This is Speedway Stout homemade soup. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go and enjoy a bowl, not a beer, a bowl, and cheers.